Well, it's the midweek edition of what has turned out to be the very best breakfast show on television. And we are here with a whole lot of fun for you over the next 3 hours.
Yes, indeed. Now, it promises to be a whole lot of fun, people. It's 6 a.m. when it all begins to go down right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Yeah.
Now, it's that feel-good breakfast show. We try to help you get up the right way, relax the right way, all joined together.
Yeah, it's a right blend of everything together. And a host of other things that you're going to be seeing over the next 3 hours. It's going to be really, really fun. I heard you guys had lots of fun yesterday.
Yeah, it was quite a blast yesterday. You missed a really interesting...
Yeah.
Few segments were your thing. Let's just
What
put it that way.
What about this time? I was,
What?
just changing gears.
You are still snoring.
Yeah, about this time.
Okay,
Hey, man,
so-
how was your night? Did you have a...
Well, hey, I did get some rest, but right now what I need and what you need is a mug of coffee or tea or whatever beverage you like to get you up in the morning. My name is Titilayo Oyinsan.
And I'm Yomi Ogo. We're streaming live right now on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Send in your comments across our social media platforms using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria.
Of course, now we have other things you can do to stick with us. You can download our mobile app from any of the app stores. Yes, anywhere across the world, we are right there. And we can be in the palm of your hand. Take us with you.
It's very quiet this morning. There she
Hey,
is.
Evan.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Oh,
Good,
great.
good.
She just, I don't know how, I told her yesterday that I have so many reasons to beef this woman.
Okay.
She's just
Like-
always looking
TT.
so hot.
TT, can
What?
we not go there?
Why?
Can we not
She
go
doesn't
there?
want to go there.
She doesn't want to
Yeah,
go where?
I don't want to go there.
Okay, all right, no
She's
problem.
a little bit
I can
moody.
beef you in silence, it's all right.
She's a
Yeah,
little
you
bit.
can.
She's a little
Yeah,
bit
you
moody,
can.
but don't worry. We'll try to do something about it. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. Anyway, straight to this morning's highlights. Lots of stuff for you over the next 3 hours.
We have habits that drive family members wild. And of course, relationship counselor Olaton Ayola is going to be back. She's going to be talking about those habits that could drive your partner crazy, especially in a marriage, and how to deal with them. Sometimes we don't even realize we're doing these things. Maybe we need a hint or two.
All right, and Foster Bay is a Nigerian singer who's set to conquer the world with his music. He will be displaying his talent for us this morning.
It's been a while. has had a life hack session, and today she'll be showing us a thing or two, how to give your old sweater new life. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, sounds good. To talk about detoxification, why it's necessary for us, nutritionist Susan Ajibade will be joining us later.
Can't wait. Everybody needs a detox once in a while.
Yeah, detox.
And still on the healthy route, Dr. Kuti will be back. Now, he's going to be talking about this issue of high blood pressure, its consequences, and of course, how we can deal with it. It's a very, very important topic. You don't want to miss this one.
And every week we bring you something to do with farming. And on the farming segment this week, Tolu Balamosi will be showing us how to plant lettuce.
Yes.
I love lettuce.
Hopefully, our home farming plantations and all that are getting larger.
I hope someone is following.
Now, for a chat and a musical performance, we have none other than a rapper, Rugged Man. Now, he'll be joining us a little later on the show. Ooh, wow, woo.
He has a more
made it.
recent song. He jumped on the FU challenge, and it
Yes.
was one that had to do with the police. Very interesting.
That particular challenge gave a lot of artists a bit of time to, what's the word? Is it rant? Or let off some steam,
Right.
grease their engines, because a lot of the people that came onto that challenge online had been in the shadows for quite a while.
And they came out to talk about stuff that they've been stewing about for many years.
Yeah.
So the president is going to be in town today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's exciting. Yay.
if you're getting paid for it, yeah. It's exciting for you if you're getting paid for it. But if you're not getting paid for
getting
it,
on the roads.
yeah,
to be in
if
the
you're not getting
traffic
paid
that
for it
often comes
for the visit,
When
and
is
you have to
paid
work.
for the visits. Oh, how?
Logistics.
Yeah.
People make
Yeah,
money.
but
Money from the
there are people who will still make money from it one way or the other.
Well,
There are people
selling
like
pure water in
exactly, and then we have the bus conductors and their drivers who are going to smelt the
Hike
bank
prices,
today because they will
yeah.
definitely hike fares. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
So lots of areas, hopefully maybe we'll see that on the news, but lots of areas have been
Yeah.
sort of cordoned off. I'm not sure what time it begins, but I think they're still free at this time.
well,
So we'll probably get details.
supposedly everything's supposed to wrap up around 3 o'clock. So
Yeah.
hopefully before close of work, they'll be, off
So
the roads.
he's in Lagos actually to check a lot of construction works that's going on
Yeah.
in the Oshodi area and a few other areas as well.
In
And I
Ikeja
hear
as well,
that there's been a lot of improvement with potholes in Lagos in some areas. It's been fixed and it's been, work on those areas, on some areas where there, bad roads and stuff has been ongoing. So
The thing with potholes that I've come to discover, there was something I actually personally experienced.
yeah.
Myself and some colleagues, we went for an event on the island one evening, and on the way back the following morning, we saw tires on the road. We didn't quite understand what was happening. In summary, we almost had a very terrible accident because apparently overnight, some miscreants had dug the road.
Boreholes. Yeah,
They
basically.
had dug the
bored
road
holes.
just
Yeah.
so that people could probably puncture
in,
their
yeah.
tires, or there would be some form of accident or something that would delay you just so they could rob. So our tire got punctured that morning, myself and the person I came back with, and we just kept moving.
Wow.
And then we noticed that some guys ran to the road behind us to fix the tires back.
Wow.
This was
Wow.
about 5:45 a.m.
Wow. Wow.
I was like, these guys are crazy. Thank you for staying tuned. It's time for Lagos traffic updates on Wake Up Nigeria. All right, so today we'll be checking out places as at now where there's traffic. We're not going to be projecting, okay? So please note that you can always be a part of this segment by sending a message on Instagram, Facebook, or even Twitter to let us know what the traffic situation is where you are, and perhaps take a selfie. That's a traffic selfie. That would be really exciting. All right, so this morning we're going to start from Iyanokpaja to Ikeja. Okay, so for Iyanokpaja to Ikeja, the traffic isn't so bad right now. It might take you less than 40 minutes, in fact, to get to Ikeja. That's Ikeja along from Iyanokpaja. So when you set out, you'd encounter a bit of traffic until you get to Idimu area. And then from that, until you get to Dokwemu area, there's a bit of traffic. You find traffic in some areas. You find that it's quite free in certain areas as well. And then moving on, of course, it's a bit free until you get to the usual Ile-Zik, though you might encounter some traffic starting from the cement area, the fuel station close to cement bus stop. There's some traffic there, so be prepared for that one. But apart from that, it eases out. But just look out for the Dokwemu area. There's a bit of traffic there right now. But for now, you might get to Ikeja along pretty fast. So many people are leaving their homes early, obviously, because they're trying to beat that traffic. Titi, were you ready for the traffic this morning?
Well, I saw the travel advisory that came out yesterday, and it did give us a warning about some particular areas that will be affected by the presidential visit. So it says, according to the message sent out as a broadcast yesterday, it says here that the visit will be from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., during which traffic will be diverted from the following roads. It says Mobolaji Bank Anthony Way, coming from the presidential wing of Murtala Mohammed Airport to Lasuth Under Bridge, which is basically Ikeja bus stop. That place is going to be cordoned off. That's the whole computer village area.
Yeah, so all of
those,
that.
Yeah.
So Lasso, so the bridge leading up from Lasso to the airport, that's going to be cordoned off.
Exactly.
So hopefully the hospital itself should still be accessible.
Yes,
Hopefully,
of course.
yeah.
It's funny because those roads are pretty, narrow. They're
narrow.
not wide.
And they're quite
Yeah,
busy.
they're quite so.
But there are alternative routes that you can try. Then also it says here, Kudirat Abiola Way all the way to Ikorodu Road between Ojota intersection and Antoni interchange. Then it also says Oworo Apapa Expressway between Antoni and Oshodi transport interchange is also going to be cordoned off. It also says here International Airport Road through the local wing of the airport to Mbolaji Bank Anthony Way back to Obafemi Awolowo Way. So, quite
the key
a few.
So the key thing is,
Ikeja
get out
access.
as early as possible, so that by 8 o'clock, 8:30, when they start cordoning it off, at least you would have passed, and then on your way back, that will be later on. So as early as possible. If you need to go out, you need to go out now, so that before the roads are eventually shut.
There's probably going to be a lot of traffic in the Ikeja access this morning.
Ikeja is going to be kind of tight. Yeah, it does feel like that.
So if you have to go to Ikeja, if you don't have particular business there, it's advised that you just stay home or avoid the area completely, so that people who actually have stuff to do there that is very important can actually pull it off, okay? All right, so moving on, let's take a look at what it is like if you're going from Maryland to Lekki this morning. So from St. Agnes Catholic Church, it's actually quite free until you get to the mall area. There's usually traffic there, of course, but after the mall area, it eases out until you get to Anthony. When you get to Anthony, you'd experience a bit of traffic, but it's very light. It's not bumper to fender kind of traffic. No, it's quite light up until, you just move on till you get to the Shomolu area. That's where you find a lot of traffic this morning. It's bumper to fender, and it's for a very long distance. Just after you pass Onikpan, expect that traffic, and the traffic will continue bumper to fender until you are close to Yaba. Yeah, so just be ready for that. Just before you, get on the bridge, that's when the traffic eases out. So from the bridge, well, it's a bit free. It's not so bad. But you will encounter a bit of traffic at some points. That's around the Union Bank area, so be ready for that. And it's bumper to fender. I wonder what's responsible for that particular one. But of course, it eases out. It's not so bad until you get to the stadium. Yes, when you get to stadium, there's traffic. Approaching stadium from barracks, the traffic is just building up. But the moment you get to stadium area, it's bumper to fender. And it continues that way until you get to the Ikmori market area, okay? Now, shortly before the Ikmori market area, it seems to ease out a bit, so it becomes lighter, and it gets lighter until you pass the Ikmori market area, and that's on Apapa Road, okay? So when you get to that area, it's very free as a matter of fact, until you get to Costain. Now, at Costain, there's traffic, but it's not bumper to fender. It's moving right now. It's not so bad. So you can just experience it till you get to like half of Eco Bridge. But when you're on Eco Bridge, the traffic eases out. It's actually quite good. And it continues that way until you get to Akpongbo area, okay? So that Ijora Olokpa Road, around that area on the bridge, you experience bumper to fender traffic. It eases out a bit, and then, of course, getting to the island, there's free parts and then traffic, free parts traffic, the usual we experience every morning. But don't worry, people in Ikeja are the ones who seem to have to bear the brunt this morning, but we'll be all right eventually. And that's it on traffic this morning. I'll be joining the guys in the kitchen right now.
Now, sadly, traffic does tend to spill over into other parts of Lagos whenever things are happening.
Once people avoid a certain area, then it spills over into others. So, Yahoo is still trending. But I have a take on it.
Oh, so finally you guys decided to what?
Oh yeah, it's still trending. It just refused to go away, and the reason is there are lots of people who are making a case.
So we need to tell people what Yahoo means.
Yeah.
Okay, so Yahoo essentially means people who go on the internet to try to
Fraud
defraud people locally and internationally. So it's not just international. We always.
But it's
think
mostly
about-
international.
It's mostly international. So any kind of fraud that is online based. So some of them are. So it's not just sending letters. There's also the romance fraud. There's also credit card fraud.
There's the Prince of Africa fraud.
That's the standard.
That's the email.
That's the standard
People still
email.
fall
That's the
for
standard.
it.
That's the standard email fraud. There's credit card fraud. There is false pretense. There's travelers checks.
Yeah.
So travelers checks fraud. So somebody sends a travelers check from here abroad, and then somebody cashes it over there and then sends it back as cash.
Yeah.
So that so lots of things, different things that people do, and
there's property fraud as well.
property fraud. So
Selling property that doesn't exist or
Exactly.
reselling property that belongs
Like
to
the
someone
person
else.
that sold an entire. Okay, let's just.
So there were arguments. On both sides that if there were jobs,
People wouldn't go into that.
People wouldn't go into that. On the other side, people are saying, look, it's not everybody who's poor who doesn't have a job that is involved in it.
Yeah.
And so that it has a lot more to do with greed than
Unemployment rate.
unemployment and all of that. So we had arguments on both sides. But what I personally believe is that if you're a young person and you found that you don't have a job and it's been a while and you're really smart, I think what you need to do is to find out how you can make money legitimately. It's really, really important. I was in Victoria Island yesterday and I saw a young man who was standing along, not far from Echo Hotel, and there was traffic and all of that, and he had this placard on his hand, and he had his name on it, his name, surname, phone number. Says he has a BSc from the Kogi State University, and I need a job.
Wow.
And as we were passing, people were taking photographs of him.
And retweeting it on Twitter.
saying to themselves that, okay, maybe I'll help this guy.
So the social media space actually is creating a lot of opportunities for people. Not opportunities to make money, not all in that context, but opportunities where people can, find people that could help them.
Exactly.
Do you understand? So, well, as much as people say Nigerian youths are lazy, yes, there are the lazy ones who really do not want to have to, because I've met people who say, young people who just want to either be in front of the TV and think it's all glam, just waking up in the morning, oh, I'm glam and I'm on television. Hello. There are a lot of intelligent people here. They're not just dumb brains. Yes, so you have to, there's a lot of work that goes into everything that you do. Do you understand? Especially in the media space or even in the entertainment space. You meet a lot of young people, they want to go into music. You meet a lot of young people today, they really do not want to put in the work that is required. And that's why you see some of them, it's easier for them to fall prey to some of the social vices as, like Yahoo. And, sorry, darling, the part I also need to mention, which I think is really wrong, is a lot of them are beginning to go into ritual killing. That is the part that is really scary. Yes, so if you're so tech savvy, there are a lot of tech companies right now, even fintech is actually the next industry for, tech.
So that's where I'm going to go now.
IT that is pretty thriving right now in Nigeria. Go into that space and,
so there's a reason why I'm going to jump on that, because you now look to the employers of this labor. A lot of the private companies, the companies from the international companies that come in to look for people, they're looking for a certain standard of individual. And now I'm not saying you have to have all the certificates now. You have to have a particular level of intellect and work ethic before you get employed.
No, not really.
I'm going to push it to Yomi now, because Yomi has also employed young people. And then you probably note that when you're interviewing these young people, there are certain things you look out for. They have all the certificates, but they don't have the attitude, and they're not in the mental space to even back up those certificates.
Okay, so the thing is...
If I'm an HR exec now, and then 10 young people come into this office, I'm thinking about the welfare of my business. I'm thinking about how my staff are going to, bring home the bacon. And if I bring in a bad egg, it might spoil what I'm trying to create as a business owner.
Yes, I'm sure Mary has something to say.
Well, I actually have plenty to say, but I saw you guys had a lot to say, so I wanted you to say what you wanted to say.
I don't know if you understand the point I'm trying to make,
The thing is
Mary.
this. I always say this, it's important to respect people who actually get up every morning and work.
Yeah.
It's taken for granted when you say you have a job. Even if you're being paid 10,000 naira, I keep telling people, Yomi likes to quote the Bible. Let's talk about the Bible. It says, you're asking God to bless the work of your hands.
You have to work before
you
you're
have
blessed.
to work before you are blessed.
Yeah.
Even if all you make right now is just enough to feed you or even pay your transportation, just work. You have to do something. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with Mike, and we were talking about the fact that I was saying that there are so many lazy guys out there. And he says, oh, some people are looking for the opportunity. They're ready to work. They don't just have the opportunity. And I knew for sure that it was making a good point. But the fact still remains that you don't need to get that opportunity before you set out.
Yeah.
You have to go and
Some of
look
us
for it.
leave this country, we go out of this country to go sweep roads.
Yeah.
And then we'll tell ourselves, oh, but they pay them better abroad. Excuse me, if you earn that amount, the change, so to speak, that is being paid here, and you save with the people that will still give you extra cash on the road. Do you know that people who sweep on the roads actually even get extra cash? People walking by like, hey, well done, give, you know,
That
little
doesn't
things
happen
like that are
abroad.
what pays
That
their
doesn't
bills.
happen abroad.
This doesn't happen
And then-
abroad. See, Nigeria is a place that is filled with many opportunities.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, many young people are not grabbing it. We are waiting for the big opportunity. Excuse me, the big opportunity will never come until you seek it.
Before we wrap up, there's something I really need to mention because sometime last month I did stuff for some Belgians who came into the country, and then I realized that they're actually young people who are tech savvy people who are, you know, learning. You know, they're going into the fintech industry, they're going into the IT industry. Because these foreigners are coming in and investing here, they are training young people to be professionals who go to Silicon Valley. I mean, it's amazing.
Somebody is going to tell you that it's because they have the opportunities. You need to go to their countries to see that many of them are still looking for those.
We have to take a break, you guys. We have to take a break.
We'll continue this argument behind the scenes while we're going to break, and nobody gave me coffee, but it's fine. It's okay.
You could have gotten your uncle. Welcome back. It's Wake Up Nigeria. Okay, guys, I know it's been a while, but hey, I'm back. And with the heat waves around, all right, I know we experienced a little bit of rain yesterday, but I know there are those old sweaters that we have been stocked away somewhere that we have just abandoned completely. Well, today on Life Hacks, I'll be showing you how to repurpose your old sweaters. Yeah, so today, first of all, I'm going to teach you how to use, you know, what you could create, repurpose your sweater into a wine bottle cover like I have here. So what do we do? First of all, what we are going to do is, so I'm just going to put this over here so I could have enough space to work with. So I have my bottle, of course, my bottle of wine. So it's not all the time you have to like spend, you know, so much getting, you know, a bottle wine pack. Sometimes you could create something really nice, even not just as gifts, but as a decorative, you know, whatever for your home, basically. So what I'm going to do here is I have my sweater. It's pretty old, as you can see. It's been in my closet for like ages. But I'm going to turn this into a bottle wine cover. So I have my arm, the hand of my sweater. What I'm going to do is, so what I have done here, first of all, is measured the bottle. So you could use it on a small bottle or, you know, like a big bottle. Depends on what size you want to use. So I'm just going to cut this out gently. So make sure you mark out where you want to cut out. And then quickly, I am just going to seam the one end of, so you have two openings here. But what I'm going to do is seam the end I have cut out quickly. So, well, you could use your needle and thread. You could use a sewing machine if you have one at home. It's pretty easy to make. And you could also create your own ribbons, like really nice, cute, you know, put them into really nice, cute bow ties like I have on here, which I'm going to use. I also have like pieces of Ankara, which I might decide to use. It depends on how, you know, you want to create yours. Because it's important that when you're doing this, you just have like an open mind. So quickly, I'm just going to seam the end of this. and almost done. So make sure you seam the inner part of, the sweater which you have cut out. So I'm just going to bring this in and tuck it out and put my bottle inside quickly, wear it like a cloth, and there you have it. Voila, see that? Nice and easy. And what I'm going to do here is just strap on my bow here. Just give it like a really nice fold here. I'm just going to, knot this together tightly. So I'm just going to do this. Oh, my bow has fallen out. Okay, so what I'm going to do here basically is just make it up with my super glue later on. But at least you have an idea of what I'm trying to create here, basically. So make sure you tuck it out really nice and easy. So I'm just going to fold this here, tie this here, give it a little, So basically this is what, I'm trying to create here. There you have it. So you have your really nice, you could give this as a present, not all the time packing it, into packs and stuff. So another thing you could create with your sweaters are throw pillow covers. Yes, so I can't decide which sweater to use for this one, but I'm going to use this because it's like pretty big. So basically, I'm just going to put my throw pillow across so that it helps, it helps with how much, material or fabric that I need that would cover your throw pillow. It's quite a big throw pillow though, so when you're creating this, you actually need like a really big sweater. And the good thing about sweaters is they actually are quite elastic, like the stretchy fabrics. So you could work them however you want them to. All right, so I'm just going to mark this out. It's important that I do this, so that it helps to, cut out the fabric that I need quickly. All right, so I've done that, and I'm just going to cut out the area I have marked out. So I'm going to do this pretty nice and slow. We have to be careful because we don't want to ruin our fabric that we're working with. All right, great. So what this also does basically is it also helps to keep your hair warm while you're lying on it. So if you have like some of this or your, sofa, it works. So you could have like many of this. I mean, you could work with, you could have your throw pillowcases, and you could also, make your own. You don't have to buy always in traffic, just say. All right, so I'm just gonna cut this out quickly. All right, as we all know, sweaters can be sweater fabrics can be very thick. So what we're gonna do here is, so I've cut out the fabric that I wanna use, and I'm just gonna wear it like a cloth. Yes. So there you have it. I'm just gonna wear it. All right, here you go. So wear that in. And so what I'm going to do is, what you're going to do is you could either fix your zip here, or, so what I'm going to do first of all is seam the inner part of it quickly, which I should have done, I'm going to do in a bit. And I'm just trying to give you an idea of what I was trying to make here. So you see this little Dalmatian dog here? It was cut out from my sweater, of course. So then you have like this little design here. And of course, because like it's a plain colored sweater, there's so many things you could do with this. Like I have my marker, so I can just decide to create like a smiley face, basically. So imagine like all of this is trimmed, and then like you have all of this seamed, and then you have your throw pillow. And then it's warm and cozy and nice. So I'm going to create a smiley face here because I'm like in a really good mood this morning. Yeah. But I'm not such a good artist, just in case it doesn't really come out the way we want it, basically. Yes, I'm just going to create my really nice, cute smile here. Yeah. hear some people laughing already at me in the studio. Well, whatever. Okay. So there you go. And then just a little nose. And there you have it. Like, so your throw pillow is ready to go. Yeah, so there's so many things actually like you can create with, you know, your old sweaters. You don't have to like completely throw them away or use them as rags. You could as well, you know, throw them into multi-purpose stuff like this. You could either use this to decorate your home or use it as a, you know, a gift, present, whatever, you know, you want to use it for. And that's it on Life Hacks this morning, guys. I hope you've been able to learn something. There's still so much more on the show this morning. But next we have our relationship expert coach with TT on the couch. But hey, that'll be coming up later on. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's a brand new day and we're here taking it on with boundless energy. Yes, indeed.
And boundless joy.
Yes, indeed.
We want to bring you something special every single day. And it's a Wednesday. And of course, if you are expecting something really special, definitely it's going to be happening on the show today. We're going to be with you all the way till 8:45 a.m.
You can expect everything from food, discussions on health, nutrition, relationships,
music, everything. Yeah. Everything you need is on the show.
Package.
And my name is Yomi Ope.
I'm Titilayo Oyinson. A very top of the morning to you. And of course, you need to stream with us. You need to take us along with you. We're streaming live on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. For comments, please ensure you use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria. So far, so many things to comment on have happened, but there's still more coming.
And of course, you can download our mobile app from any Play Store, the Apple iStore and the Google Play Store as well.
Yes,
and watch us from absolutely anywhere in the world.
Now, it turns out that the 42nd Miss Nigeria has the super ability of being able to cook. Chidima Aaron is going to join us for
the kitchen
some
today.
Amazing cooking activity.
Looking forward to it.
I am myself. And MM is going to be right there with her. It's going to be really interesting.
We're looking forward. Now, of course, we also have a bunch of things that are still coming up on the show. First, it's about relationships, right?
Yes, indeed. Now, there are some habits that family members are fond of. Well, what do? You keep doing a habit. What is that word? Well, if you have habits, it's continuous, and we're going to try and nip some things in the bud. Sometimes it can drive your family members wild, and relationship counselor Olaton Ayola is going to be here talking about those habits that can drive a partner crazy, especially in a marriage, and how to deal with them.
Of course, what it means to detoxify. What does it mean? Is it drinking all that bitter stuff? Whatever it is, nutritionist Susan Ajibade is going to be joining us on the show today and talking to us about what to do.
Now, high blood pressure is an issue that is common all over the world, and even if, well, not limited to Nigeria. The consequences of high blood pressure and how to take care of your health a little bit more if you're suffering from it. We have Dr. Kuti coming today. He's going to be helping us he's going to help us find a few ways to make sure we keep our blood pressure in check.
From AgriSense Nigeria, farmer Tolu Gbadamosi will be talking about planting and growing lettuce.
Look how green that lettuce looks. Oof, tasty. And then we'll be joined by Nigerian rapper, record producer, fashion designer, Rugged Man.
So, talking about Rugged Man, I just want to quickly mention that today is Administrative Professionals Day. We tend to take our admin officers for granted. Like, they are just this tiny, insignificant...
No, they're not.
That's
not.
what people think. Like, oh, the admin officers, the ones that give us a lot of trouble, they have to fix this. So, I just want to shout out to all the admin officers. And
at for TVC,
at
all over
TVC
Nigeria.
Communications and all over Nigeria as well. And also for those who struggle with one health condition or the other, especially blind people. Today is International Guide Dogs Day.
Right.
Yeah, that's another thing that is taken for granted, the fact that so many people depend on dogs,
for
to
what
actually
they do.
live, so to speak,
Yeah.
to go to places. So I just wanted to make mention of that.
All right, you had an experience yesterday.
Oh, yes. So for some reason, the bank was crowded yesterday. And then I later figured that it was because like the public holiday just ended. So it was the first
Yeah.
working day of the
Yeah.
week. And I needed to do a business transaction because I really needed to head to the salon. It was like, and I had very little time to do all of that.
Okay.
And then I was far back on the queue. Oh my gosh, I just went to the security man and I said, so I actually played the pregnancy card.
Of course
I
not.
was waiting for that.
So
Yeah.
what did you say?
So I really, made sure the
your
door
belly.
and I just
You pushed your belly out a little more.
A little more.
And like, sir.
I'm like, good afternoon, sir. And I looked really depressed. I said, like, I really, so my feet are hurting. I really can't stand. And like the queue is really long. Is there any way you can help me? And then he goes like, just give me a few seconds. And then he goes to the counter and then talks to one of the account officers. And it's like, okay, come.
Oh.
So I was just walking like a queen. Like,
But you know, the
Oh
funny
my
thing
goodness.
is, in many banks, there's
Yes.
actually consideration given to pregnant women
And,
just
and,
bad.
and
the
elderly people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Not
I'm
just
actually
banks,
surprised that it wasn't even given.
as
to
I was
you.
waiting on the queue, nobody came to say, but can I help you? I tried to help myself before I stand on the queue for
So
hours.
don't worry.
This
it's
is
all
this
right.
should be a a call to the. Come on now, there should be
So
at
yeah,
least
that's
a
actually
queue
reminded me of,
specially
remember
for
the,
them.
the last
There's
elections?
something called heavily pregnant.
Yeah, what? So because
So-
she's not.
So what's your
Don't
point?
look at me. Don't give me your don't give me the
So
side
what-
eye.
do you think it's easy for a pregnant woman to stand for long after with carrying a human being?
Who told you to wear high heels?
I wasn't wearing
Let's
heels.
head straight to the news.
Can
This
you
is about to
imagine,
get really interesting. So let's just
I
let's.
told you not to get on my nerves. I'm
You
very
can-
cranky.
You can play that card anytime, Jerry. Please go ahead. It also is a great time for us to start talking about relationships. There is this issue with familiarity. It breeds sometimes discontent in marriage, and both parties have habits that possibly set the other person on edge. We have Olaton Ayola who will be talking about this particular issue. How can a couple address this situation for smoother cohabitation? And now she's a relationship and marriage counselor. She's also an intimacy therapist and a family life coach. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
Wow. Okay, so this is a big deal. Bad habits that you've possibly counseled couples on before. So where should we start? Should we talk about the women or the men first?
Okay, so since we're women, let's do
Okay.
women first.
All right, so bad habits women have, or that they see, they
That
say
they
that their men have.
complain about
That
most
they
of the times when they
complain
come
about. Okay.
for counseling.
All right.
I guess so most of the times women talk about how, oh, I feel very ignored by my husband. Like,
Okay.
I have an opinion and then he just brushes it under the carpet. He doesn't act on it. So, yeah.
Okay, so I have a feeling I've complained about that once or twice. So I say something or I give an opinion on something and
then-
he doesn't take it immediately. He just like, this woman has
Maybe it's
started
you.
again. That kind of thing. I actually think that's a big issue. But then what is the major disadvantage of this happening all the time?
Okay, so most of the times, most women will become suppressed. They would rather not talk because it won't even answer me now. So what's the essence? So when they even have something that makes sense to contribute to their marriage, they would not. And of course, it would definitely not benefit that marriage. Absolutely. So
Definitely. And if there was probably a problem, they could have stopped in its tracks.
yes, they
decide-
wouldn't because they'll just be like, it won't still do anything about it or it won't take my advice. So what's the essence?
That's a big one there. Okay, so what's next? Another habit that women complain
Most
about?
of the times when women come for counseling at our intimate secrets, they talk about how their husbands are not helping out.
Okay.
Yes, there's still this, should I say, clash about house chores. Apart from house chores, helping out basically in the home. And there is this, okay, role is not properly defined because there's so much headache. Okay, so how would I prepare the children for school? How would I make food before work? Because most women are working mothers. So they're always complaining about how it's a lot of stress and it creates a lot of tension in the marriage.
Okay, so this is something that's quite common. So you're saying this is something women complain about all the time when they come to you.
Absolutely.
So it's become a habit for a lot of men. But how can we, encourage the men to stop doing this?
Okay, so that talk, I always talk about communication when it comes for counseling, because you have to communicate. So if your wife has this problem and you love her, right? You want to make things better, so you want to work on yourself, and it's a conscious effort. It will not happen overnight, but just, okay, fine, I would always take out the trash, for instance, or on Saturdays and Sundays, I would bathe the children, just commit to something, first of all, and then implement it gradually.
Okay, so Olaton is still with us. We have to take a quick break. Start sending your messages as soon as you can with our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. We still have Olaton, our relationship coach, in the building. We're talking about bad habits couples should avoid in relationships. We started by talking about the ladies complaining about certain issues. You mentioned being ignored, opinions being ignored, and being ignored in general. You also mentioned the fact that they complain men don't help out enough.
Yes.
So that's a really big one. We don't have enough time. If not, we won't get to others. What's a third point?
Okay, so they complain about their men not being properly groomed. You know how they'll tell you, yes, they'll tell you, okay, they want me to be very beautiful or figure eight, then my hair is neat, everything is neat, but my husband doesn't put in the work, he doesn't put in the effort. His undergarments are like different shades of,
Wow.
Yeah, so they're complaining about that a lot. Or just, okay, it's not even waxing. That's just everywhere.
So he's not shaving, he's not grooming himself.
Yes.
All right, so maybe proper haircuts.
Yes. Most of the time, that's a big issue for women too when they come in for counseling.
Okay, so now that is something I feel is a little more obvious to solve, but then there are some men that really don't understand these things. So how do you think is the best way to go about telling them that this is an issue?
Okay, so you don't want to tell them when you're upset. You don't want to tell them when you're just wondering in your mind, okay, am I living with someone that lives in the forest? No. You don't want to tell them at that time. You want to tell them at a more subtle time when you guys are on a better note, and then you talk to him about how, okay, can you, or I would even like to follow you to the salon, something like that. You don't have to put it to his face like, oh, go and shave or go and do this. No, men don't like to be told what to do. Instead, show him with love. It would help.
Hopefully that will work. Is there another point?
Okay, so this one, a lot of women, this one is like #1 actually. Talk about how men set up physical touch moves into, the other room touch. They just tell you, I want to be called to just, and I don't want it to lead to something else. But most of the times when my husband starts, he absolutely wants it to lead to the other room, you get. So they just always complain about how men should take it easy. Sometimes let's cuddle, sometimes let's just not do anything and sleep.
Okay.
I'd like that, absolutely. Not that I don't want to be under pressure that, if he's just looking at me like this, oh my God, he has to go down this night.
Okay, I completely understand. Okay, so let's give some complaints that the men have given as quickly as possible.
Okay, so men talk about how women don't compliment them. Okay, you do a fine hair and you're like, my husband should see it, bah.
Yeah.
When he cuts his hair or shaves, tell him he looks very handsome too. Compliment him. Most men are, they lack that. And your men, actually, most husbands really do look good. So if he looks good, don't forget to tell him, honey, you look very handsome and, dashing and all that. Because men complain about that a lot. They feel like they're not loved. They feel like, my wife doesn't even see all these things that I do.
Okay. All right, so we only have time for half of a point now because we have to go to the kitchen. The final point for men.
Like I said, the final point for men is most men talk about how they're always, women, their wives complain or compare them with other men.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's a big turnoff. That's a big major issue in marriages.
Okay, so no comparing with other men.
Absolutely no.
Your man is a standalone.
Is yours, is unique.
Is unique. Don't compare him to someone else.
Yes.
Because that I know, I've heard in many cases, has led to some really crazy arguments in some homes.
Yeah.
But I have to say a big thank you to you, Tone, for coming to talk to us.
you
Hopefully
for having
you've
us.
heard a few of our points and you can make your comments and contributions on this particular topic. Is there any habits that you have noticed in your partner that drives you crazy? Oof, let's talk about this. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. We have to head over to the kitchen today. We have a very regal, royal chef in the building. It's all yours.
All right, thank you very much, Titi. Right. Yes, our chef has finally arrived. She's a beauty queen, entrepreneur, and a business administrator. And this morning, yes, we're a bit prancy this morning, yeah. Did you experience any bit of traffic getting here?
Oh, a little bit. This is Lagos.
All right, so this morning, guys, we're making
savory yamarita with veggie Thai coconut soup.
veggie Thai coconut soup. On your screen right there are the ingredients, but we'll just go through them quickly. So,
Okay, for the yamarita,
yeah.
I'm going to start off with boiling it with pepper.
That's your boiling our
and-
yam, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
And
so are we going to
powdered
chop
ginger.
them into cubes, or we're going to slice them? Are we going to...
Just because you're really just trying to infuse the taste of the pepper and ginger in the yam,
Okay.
you just have to pound it. Just cut a little bit and then pound it like nicely. Put it in the pot with water, with salt, with a little bit of salt.
Okay.
And your yam, of course,
Yeah.
cleaned and all. Then you just boil that for like a minute, maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
Just you want it to be firm, not too soft. Then you bring it out, place it in a pan
Okay.
to just air out and not be so hot, so that when you're having to dip it in your egg. But then your egg, you're going to be more creative with your egg. So we're going to chop this onion spring finely.
Into the eggs,
Yes,
yeah?
into the eggs.
Okay.
And we're also going to chop in some pepper, some ginger as well. And then we'll have, then we'll have also some pepper and some ginger in it as well. So, it's to create this whole red, green, it's just pretty already.
Okay.
And then you have your flour. And then you put in some salt into your flour, and
Lots of work.
There's a lot of work to do.
Yeah, it is.
By the end of it, I hope you'll join me to see how I do the whole.
Of course, definitely.
that would be really nice.
I really, really hope that we could get started. And is there anything you'd like me to help you with?
Okay, maybe just washing this up. I've chopped this. I've cut this
so
open
let me
and
get
cleaned
a
it out already.
plate because that's pepper. All right, guys, so just in case you're just joining us this morning, we are making savory yamarita, guys, yes, with veggie, help me out?
Thai.
I just wanted
Coconut
to show.
soup.
Veggie Thai coconut soup, and of course, veggie Thai, that's a bit, it's just Chinese.
Yeah, it's a bit
That's
Asian.
Like Asian meal, basically.
Yeah.
So, and then we are working with a lot of ingredients, as you can see, people. There's a lot of work.
Rich dish.
Yeah, it is very rich, very rich. And of course, you know that here in Wake Up Nigeria, we always want to, add that spice, that variety, that deliciousness to your kitchen. So I
Right.
hope you're watching and you're paying attention. All right. So right now, our chef is cleaning up the ginger. Are we grating that? Or are we chopping
No,
it?
we're just going to cut it and then pound it finely here
Oh,
and place it all.
guess what, guys? We are working with, what do they call this meat again? What is the small one?
Oh, it's
There's
called
a
Moscow
omorogun. Yeah, right. I hope I got
Omorogun.
that right. Yeah, omorogun. That's what we are working with this one. So we are pounding this. We are not going. This is the
No
local
blending.
way. Ain't blending anything, people. Yeah. So so for the veggie Thai coconut soup, let's go through the process. Like just explain the process to us so that people can understand, just in case they don't get they don't get to watch every
Okay.
detail.
So for the veggie Thai coconut soup,
Yeah.
it's a bit interesting because all you need to do first off is put in like a tablespoon of oil. I prefer to
Okay.
use vegetable oil. So then you add some ginger to it. Now finely chopped ginger is best, right?
not
Then
the
you add that.
grated one.
No.
Okay.
Well, if you grate it, just let it be really small.
Okay.
Then you add it to it. Just stir that for a while so the flavor of the ginger is infused into the oil.
Okay.
Then next thing you do is you add some pepper, some curry, some salt, and some sugar. Then you add your coconut milk and you stir and stir until it's 50% simmered down. And then you have a fine paste that's like really tasty.
Nice.
A bit savory, but more sweet.
And I see that
to
we
go
are
with your
with a
yam.
lot of spices this morning. We have
Yes.
curry, thyme,
Yes.
dry pepper, and what's that? What's this?
This is ground ginger.
Ground-
Now
oh,
this
ginger.
Yes.
Oh, we have
Yes.
the blended ginger, and then we have like
Ground ginger. The ground ginger and the thyme are going into the flour. We're going to mix it with flour.
All right. So do we need water
pepper
into
as
this
well.
pan? You
Yes,
need
we do.
water?
We need water
Okay,
in the
so
pan
I'm just
for
going to
the-
get
for the
some
yam.
water in here. And there's a lot of work going to be happening in the kitchen, guys, this morning. And, well, I really hope you're going to stay tuned to pay so that you get a feel of everything that's happening here in the kitchen.
Right.
But we have to go on a quick break, people. Stay with us. So, right. Oh, yeah, there's Mary in the garden. Hello, Mary. What's up?
Yeah. All right, it's time for us to. The best part of being in the garden is you see a lot of flowers and trees and fruits.
I love the garden.
And talking about fruits and all, we are talking detoxification right now.
Yeah.
Consumption of stuff and getting rid of certain toxins.
Yes.
And with me is Susan. Susan Adebisi Ajibade.
Hi.
How you doing? Great
I'm
to have you
good.
here today.
Good to be here as well. Hello, Mary.
Hi.
Good morning.
So she's from Splash Greens. That's why you see a lot of greens on her.
Oh, no, that's
I
not
couldn't
true.
help chipping that in. All right, so today we're talking detoxification.
Yes, of
Now,
course.
before we start talking about detoxification, tell me about what actually causes toxins in the body.
A lot of things, starting from what we take in, a lot of carbonated drinks, your fizzle, junks that we eat, your processed foods and all of that. Those are the basic cause of toxins in the body. But an aspect that people don't really pay attention to, that I've done research on, is that if you are stressed, you can stress can actually cause toxins in the body. And I'm going to use myself as an example. You know, when you're stressed, you have a deadline, you have a lot of workloads on you, it kind of puts your system under duress and all of that. You know, you find yourself adding unnecessary weight. In some other instance, you're losing weight, you are stressed. For me, as a last week, I had lots of to-do lists, deadlines. I found out that I began to have some steady headache, like in 5 minutes
So
intervals.
headaches are actually caused by toxins
Yes,
in the body?
yes,
Wow.
yes. Of course, some people too are affected with forgetfulness. They forget things. Someone that used to
Seems
be
like
very
that's my
organized, someone that used to be very organized, you start saying you're scattered. You don't even know where all your informations are. It
So
is stress.
when you're
and,
experiencing that, you know
yeah.
you have to get rid
Yes,
of excess
toxins in your body. Yeah.
All right, so how do we do that? How do we detoxify?
Okay, first, coming from the angle of being stressed, you have to calm your nerves. We know that, especially Lagos, hustle and bustle, you have to, meet deadlines and all of that, but you still have to take off. You have to rest. You have to meditate, calm your nerves. You can go through some yoga classes, some exercises just to, meditate and calm. Think of solutions instead of getting so worried.
When we talk about
Yeah.
toxins, I
Yeah.
would never have thought of meditations.
Yeah, it just helps you clear off your mind. And in the process of meditating, you begin to find answers to things that are supposedly bothering you.
Wow.
You begin to clear your mind and everything begins to come to you one
Okay, so
after
we'll
the
take
other.
that as
and you're clearing it
emotional,
out.
mental,
Yes.
and maybe psychological detoxification.
Of course, that is what health and wellness is actually all about. It's not all about the food. When you hear people say health, wellness, they think it's all about the food. If you're not emotionally stable, mentally stable, physically stable, then you're not healthy as a whole.
Okay, so now that we've talked about that aspect of detoxification, what
Yeah.
about the popular one?
Yes.
The one everybody knows about, the food.
Yes,
Yeah.
the food is popular. I want to detoxify. I want to detoxify.
Yeah.
Most people these days, they want to detoxify because they want to lose weight. Yes, when you detoxify, there's every possibility that you shed weight, but that is not the essence of actually detoxifying.
Okay.
You are to cleanse yourself, cleanse your body system,
So how
let
do
all
you
the
do
toxic
that?
go away. You can derive that water. Let me not forget that. Water is the very natural substance that you can take in to detoxify. Water is not expensive. It's, you know, everywhere.
Cost,
so you can detoxify with it. Then going to your fruits and vegetables. You
What
can,
sort of fruits and vegetables?
Greens are the very quote and unquote the most effective vegetables and fruits to help you detoxify. It doesn't mean you cannot do that with some fruits like pineapple, oranges, and all of that. But then when you're trying to detoxify, make sure that you are aware of the calories you're taking in. Most especially,
when you're taking fruits and vegetables, you still have to count calories?
You still have to count calories, most especially for those that are detoxifying for the purpose of weight loss. You see some people, they say, I have detoxified. Why is it that I'm still not shedding any weight? I'm not doing that. That means the fruits or whatever you've been taking, they're actually good. They're cleansing your system, but has a lot of calories in them that is helping you not to lose weight.
So you need to also check out the calories.
Yes, check out
so
calories.
What fruits and vegetables should you be on the lookout for calorie-wise?
Okay, orange and pineapple, those are fruits very high in calorie, though they detoxify. Most times when people want to use them for detoxification, they tend to mix it with probably a vegetable or something. Some vegetables that are very low in calorie are your cucumber, your celery. Celery is very low in calorie. Spinach and parsley, they're a little bit high in calories, so you have to know, you have to be very careful when you're trying to combine them.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So different
Mary.
ways to detoxify, not just by food, but also by mental detoxification.
Yeah.
We have more for you on the show. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. Thank you so much for being here, Susan.
Thank you.
Stay with us.
All right, so welcome back to the kitchen, guys. There's a lot of work going on. I know it's All right, so yes, we have a beauty queen in the building, people, and her name is Chef Chidima, and this morning she's making savory yamarita with veggie thigh, coconut soup.
Yes.
Why do I keep forgetting the coconut part? I know, we've been hard at work, guys. We ain't joking. And on your screen right there are the ingredients, so I hope you're paying attention. Okay, so I'm trying to catch my breath because Chidima has made me pound pepper this morning.
Nicely.
With omorogun. So ain't funny. Ain't funny at all. All right, so what are we doing, Chidima?
So now we are putting in all the things we need to infuse our yam with.
Okay.
Because we want it to have flavor as well.
Okay.
So it's not just on the outside you're eating and everything, right? So we have to do it this way.
Okay.
And then add the yam.
Yes.
So.
Okay, so right now she's putting in a pepper and ginger. And as you can see, they're not finely grounded. Yeah, so you can see them, they're still, lumps. I think that's what she's trying to achieve here with the yam, right?
Right.
So we're just going to put in our yam in a bit, yeah?
Yes.
Great. And once our yam is ready, what's next?
So once the yam is ready, you can let that cook for like 5 minutes. 5 minutes will be enough. 5 to 7 minutes is enough for you to have it tender. But how you'll know is you just pass your knife through it a little bit. If it passes firmly, nicely, it's okay. Just bring it out.
Okay.
Then we'll move on to next things.
Guys, I told you that we have plenty work. Plenty work. Anyways, so very soon we're moving on to our veggie thigh coconut soup. And the key ingredient for our veggie thigh coconut soup this morning is our coconut milk, which we have over here. But you could also make your own coconut milk at home, right?
Sure.
Great. All right. So Chidima is, by the saying, trying to make sure that our yam is clean and healthy to eat, right?
Right.
To cook and eat. So we're going to boil that up for 5 minutes. And once our yam is cooked and ready, over to you, Chidima.
Okay, so yeah, once the yam is cooked and ready, so you just have to bring it out and let it sit so it cools down.
Yeah, so we're going to let it sit in this pan.
Yes, in those pans.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to have it rolling in flour and rolling in egg and it's already hot and you're just cooking your egg already.
Okay.
So you have to let that sit down and just be for like maybe 10 minutes,
Okay.
7 to 10 minutes. Then you put, you know, you mix all your ingredients in your flour. For me, I'm putting thyme, I'm putting ground ginger, I'm putting a bit of salt, and I'm mixing all of that. So I'm going to roll them all up in the flour and place them nicely, so that when it's time for me to fry, and I've mixed all my ingredients in the egg, I just have to dip, you know, turn around and drop. Than going the whole, you know, it's just neater and nicer that way for me, though.
Okay.
So
I really hope you paid attention, you watching at home. Yeah. So I know this looks like a kid, like I'm your teacher. Listen, I hope you're listening.
those are tongs. You can use it to picking up your yam.
Yeah, and then you fry it,
Yes.
yeah, in your hot vegetable oil. Yes. And then our veggie thigh sauce, we need to, you know, explain that to people. Veggie thigh coconut soup.
Okay, so I know most Nigerians don't really cook with coconut milk, but it's really nice to cook with coconut
Yes,
milk.
it is actually. It is. So imagine if we had coconut milk we're using coconut milk
To infuse the yam. That would be
yam,
amazing
right?
as well.
That would be really great.
You can actually infuse cloves in your yam. Only thing is, you'll expect your yam to be a bit brown because the cloves are going to make your yam a bit brown. But it's going to give it
unfortunately,
flavor.
cloves in this we're not so with cloves. All right. Okay, so there's so much work going on here in the kitchen, guys. I am stoked. I hope you are watching. I know that the meal hasn't started yet. We're going to start in a bit with Chef Chidima, of course. Okay, so moving on to some health discussion, guys. Optimal health should not be negotiable. And Yomi is about to have a conversation with Dr. Kutsi. Hello, guys.
Thanks so much, MM. Things are going on in that kitchen. I'm probably going to join you guys later. Now, high blood pressure is a condition that makes the heart work harder to pump blood out to the body and contributes to the hardening of the arteries. It can be very dangerous. And that is why we have a doctor in the house this morning, Dr. Kuti, who's going to be talking to us about high blood pressure and its consequences, how to deal with it as well. We've got very little time, Doc. Yeah. And, you know, I just want us to get straight to it and, you know, let's educate the public today. Talk to us about high blood pressure.
All right. High blood pressure is very common. Almost everybody will have heard of it. It's the same thing as hypertension. So high blood pressure is just when the pressure of your heart is getting higher. Usually they say normal is between 120. When you have 120, 80, that's when you use your fig to measure your blood pressure. So when your blood pressure is tending towards 130, 140, and the lower one is tending towards 90, 100, that's high blood pressure, that's hypertension. So now we use the cutoff of 130, 80. So if you are above 130 and 80, you are tending towards high blood pressure.
So cutoff is 130 and 80. Usually people don't understand these terms because, you know, when you say, 130, 80, 170, you know, it just sounds very technical. So what should we be looking at? What are the things we should be looking at specifically when we're looking at
It's as simple as that. Once you, this is a very easy sphygmomanometer. It's different from this conventional one that doctors use. So this is very easy. Once you wrap it around the arm, you press it, and it gives you the score.
Yeah. Okay, so that's this digital one.
Yes, the digital one.
I'm not sure if people can see it. It's just the digital high blood pressure monitor, right?
Exactly. Okay. So it gives you two scores. There's one above and one below. Yeah. The one above is usually higher than the one below. So the one above is the one that we record as 120, 130. Yeah. The one below is 80, 90, and all that. So when you see the one above that is above 130 and the figure below that is above 80, then you are tending towards hypertension.
It seems like a lot of people, I don't want to say most people now because people are getting more and more educated about this, but it seems like a lot of people either don't know their blood pressure generally or don't even check. So you see people who have gone a year, 2 years without checking their blood pressure once just because they didn't fall sick.
Even more than that, that's the irony of it. People are not conscious of their health, and high blood pressure is actually very common. In fact, we blacks, it's common among blacks. It's one of the risk factors. So it's very advisable you check your blood pressure regularly. You can just walk to any clinic, check your blood pressure, and you know your status. Because, like we were saying, it's a very common and dangerous disease. It's a silent disease, some people call it. You might not know. You might not have any sign or symptom whatsoever. You are walking up and down and your blood pressure is as high as 200.
200,
yes,
wow.
I've seen people walk around with 200, 100, 200, 110.
Wow.
And they don't know. It does not give any sign. But peradventure, it's the little signs it gives sometimes. Inabilities to sleep, headache, constant. You are using Panadol, paracetamol, the headache is not going down. You are unable to rest well. Tremors, some people shake, tremors, and those are the little signs it gives, or you are just feeling tired unnecessarily.
Right.
But without that, some people can walk. They are fine. They feel nothing.
So these little signs are signs that people should pay attention to. So frequent headaches, like
Constant
you said,
headache.
tremors sometimes, inability to sleep or rest properly. Then you probably need to have your blood pressure
general
checked.
feeling of unwellness.
General
Just have
feeling
this
of
feeling that you are
unwellness.
not fine. You are not feeling fine.
Okay, so I hear people say that a lot, that I just don't feel well.
I just don't feel
You
well.
hear things like that. So in that case, you probably check your blood pressure.
That's the first
All right, so talk to us about risk factors. We have just a few more minutes.
Okay.
Risk factors, what are the things I should look out for to mitigate things like this?
Okay, for the risk factors, we have the one that you can modify and the one that you can't modify. The one that you can't modify, being black, age, the older you get, the likelihood of getting it. Then family history. If somebody's mom or dad has had it, there's likelihood that you might have it. Then the ones that you can modify, obesity. You can always lose your weight, stop drinking alcohol. If you smoke, stop smoking.
So if you're overweight or obese, it means that you have a higher risk of getting high blood pressure.
Yes.
Okay.
Then
alcohol consumption.
People that take a lot of salt.
Salt. Okay.
High salt intake. You should try to inactivities. People that just sit down at home, they don't do anything, they don't exercise. Those are risk factors for having.
Okay, so and these are the ones that you can control.
Yes.
So so losing weight, reducing or stopping alcohol and smoking.
Yes.
What other things can one do?
Reduce your salt intake if you take a lot of
Reduce salt intake.
Yes. Have a lot of vegetables, eat a lot of vegetables, eat a lot of fruits. Involve in activities at least 30 minutes every day.
In activities
Like maybe walk, exercise, something that will make you lose weight and all those things. Then if you eat a lot of fatty things, junks, you have to stop it.
You have to cut it back. Okay, so in a case where someone, I mean, we have just about 1 more minute. In a case where someone has been diagnosed with high blood pressure, so you've gone to the hospital and they've said, okay, you are beyond the threshold, maybe that with the 130 or 100 that you were talking about just now. What do you then do to ensure that you come back to
normal? So apart from those dietary, reduce your weight, eat healthy and all those things, then they can start your medications as well. There are some medications that we start. We start with 1, we move to 2, but the most important thing are the non-medication ones, which you have started. Reduce your salt intake, high potassium, take a lot of fruits and vegetables, cut down on excessive fat, reduce your weight, stop alcohol, and stop smoking.
And these things are really, really important. I wanted us to touch on a number of other issues like stress, but hopefully maybe we can do that next week if the time still allows us. But thank you so much, Dr. Kuti, for joining us this morning and talking about all these things. Pay attention to your health as much as possible. Sometime this week or this weekend, check your blood pressure and pay attention to all the risk factors that we talked about on the show. All right, it's the top of the hour now. We're going to be back with more on Wake Up Nigeria. Wow.
Yes,
2 whole hours have gone by already. Non-stop activity, but I think we deserve some accolades.
Yes.
A round of applause.
do.
Round of applause.
Yes, clap for us, clap for us. We've been working hard, and hopefully you're, almost heading out to work hard as well. We are not done yet. There's still quite a lot to come, and if you just stay tuned, the show, Wake Up Nigeria, is your feel-good family breakfast show, just for you.
Yeah. Of course, if you love to cook, this is the show for you. And something is happening in the kitchen already with MM and Chef Chidima.
Yes, so Chef Chidima is chopping away.
They've been busy.
That's Miss Nigeria right there.
For the first time, they're putting MM to work. She actually pounded pepper and ginger this morning.
Yes,
The things I do for Wake Up Nigeria.
Wow.
All right, if you love music, then keep a date with us every day from 6 a.m. And of course, you're going to find something really, something that you would love, one way or the other. My name is Yomi Obe.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinso. Remember something, we're streaming live online at tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Connect with us, send in your comments, contributions, send in your birthday shout-outs. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria.
All right, you can also download our mobile app from any Play Store, the Apple iStore and the Google Play Store. Anywhere in the world, you can watch us right now, live.
So guess what? You can actually grow your own lettuce in your own backyard or even on your balcony. Farmer Tolu Badamosi is back. Now he's going to be talking about how to do just that in a moment. principal farmer at AgriSense Nigeria. He's going to give you his own 2 cents on growing lettuce.
All right, the Nigerian ace rapper and producer, Rugged Man, has got a performance for us today. And after that, we're going to be sitting down with him, finding out what he's been up to.
See, I just remembered something, and I don't know how come I forgot it. So I'm having an event next Wednesday.
Okay.
It's a Solations Hangout. You know, that's what my fans are called.
Solations.
Solations.
Solace sister.
Exactly.
Okay,
so
okay.
it came from there. And so we're having a hangout on May 1st. That's next Wednesday. Like, it's been long coming. A lot of my colleagues have done hangouts with their fans, but I just always felt I wasn't ready. But this year started with, when are you going to even have a hangout with us?
So what's the goal of the hangout?
So the goal of the hangout is to have a day with me, see what my work day is like, and then afterwards we'll just sit down and have a chat. We'll talk about whatever issues, and then I'll see how I can help connect them to, you know.
So if you're on the show, you're gonna bring them along.
No,
Like
no,
they're
that's
gonna
the
come
radio
see you
show,
on
right?
the show?
no. It's
Just
just going to be
radio.
at Max
Oh,
FM.
just radio.
Yes,
Oh, just radio.
So you just do the whole.
All right.
The
Solace
PR will
sister.
take them on a tour.
Are we invited?
and-
Okay,
Yeah,
PR
sure,
take them on.
Yes, take them on a tour. Then we'll give
Is
them
that going to be
some
refreshments?
gifts.
As in, I was going to ask
I'm
about
taking care of refreshments for them.
Wow.
Is that expensive restaurant so I can come?
No, there's not. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah.
But you know,
the one
Solace
underneath that
Sister,
staircase.
Solace Sister is a brand that Mary has been working with for over, what, 5-6 years now?
Yes, about 5-6 years.
And I remember, because I was on the radio as well, we always used to hear about this Solace Sister. Who is this chick, Seth, that she's giving solace to some people? Like, we used to like think of, but then the following continued, and it's really great that you guys are hanging
It's been
out.
amazing. When we stopped doing the solace calls, I actually thought that was it. But for some weird reason, they've
Yes,
been
they've
really
been consistent,
faithful. Like,
yeah.
these guys amaze me. Every year on my birthday, they always do stuff for me. Last year, they paid for me to go to a spa. 2 years ago, they brought cake. So I just feel like
And I
it's
think
long
that's what
overdue
social
for me
media
to
also
give
does
something
for
back.
you,
Yeah,
because
that's what
I
it
mean
does.
it's keeping that
Yes.
fellowship going.
Yeah.
So
which
is
great.
Putty Amy going to be
Putty Amy?
taking fans out soon? Ask your fans. We, your fans, should get the opportunity.
So we did something
Just in
like
case
that.
you guys did not know, Yomi just shaded me.
Yeah, well,
You just threw a subtle shade, and I
don't
cut on
understand.
it. I cut
Okay.
on it.
so
Wait,
all
now.
the
What did I
fans
say?
of the man in grey should, you know, do something for Yomi coming up.
Or,
And then what?
I don't want anyone to do anything for me. Okay?
No problem.
Just, yeah.
If you're a dynamite woman out there, stay dynamite. We're gonna hang out soon. Don't worry. Let's go.
You know, Titi likes hangouts.
Yeah, she does.
All those hangouts.
All right, you're welcome back. This is one of those days when I regret not wearing my heels, but it's all right. I've got Foster eBay with me. He is a budding singer with hopes of taking his music global. His love for the craft grew from listening to the likes of Eminem and Lil Wayne, that's good taste. And he discovered his own style from listening to Malik Berry, Techno, Chris Brown, another good taste, and so on. Now that sound is a fusion of Afropop and R&B.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so your influences are Eminem.
Yes.
Looking at you, I would think that you were probably too young for an Eminem, so
Why?
to speak.
No.
So you loved listening to his music and
Yeah.
it influenced you. Can you rap?
Yeah, I can rap.
You can rap as well.
But yeah, I do. But I'm more of a singer. Sha.
You're more of a singer than a
Yes,
rapper. All right. So your career so far has been something that you probably never even dreamed you could have come this far, and I'm sure you're still aiming for higher. What has been the biggest challenge so far?
You know, constantly getting up to, you know, do the same thing and go harder.
Don't try being as short as I am. It's okay. You can be
Okay.
confident. I'm very confident with my height.
Okay.
Yeah, you're sounding like I can hear you. You know.
Yeah, so constantly, you know, trying. The discipline has been
Okay.
the hardest aspect of this so far as I'm concerned, you know.
Okay.
Because you have to keep putting your heart in the game.
Fantastic.
So
So,
that
what are you performing for us today? Is it something Afropop or more
Yeah, my style is my Afro pop fusion.
Afropop fusion? So what
Yes.
is it called?
This is Badman.
Badman.
Yes.
Okay, so take it away.
Okay, I will.
Rihanna, Silvana, Jones, it me, I want Rihanna.
I heard so many vibes on that song. Like, I'm still trying to figure out who your most important influencer is, because I could hear so many sounds. 1 minute I'm thinking, okay, is this person? And the next minute, somebody else. You just throw it in. Well done.
Thank you very much.
That was a very nice song.
Thank
I
you
really
very
love the vibes. Well done. Well done.
I like how you're dancing.
Oh yeah, so I don't know how to dance, save my life, but I know how to do that one.
That's cool too.
All right, so this is your newest song.
Yes, this is one of my newest releases. This was before the new one called One Time, but this is Bad Man.
Bad Man.
Yes,
So
this
what
is Bad
influenced Bad Man, the song Bad Man?
You know, it's just my kind of style, you know, and but the kind of song it is, it's just my kind of vibe for the people, and I was influenced by, you know, just the energy I get from a girl I like, you know, and I was trying to say that.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, so a girl you liked.
Yeah, and I was trying to tell her that I'm
You're
bad
a bad man.
Yeah,
because you look like a good
concept.
boy. So he was trying to up his game.
I up my game, please.
You're not a bad man. You're a good boy.
All right.
Yeah, he's trying to form bad man. It's all right. Well, we have to move on. Thank you so much for being here, Foster.
You're very
Great
welcome.
having
Thank
a
you for having
conversation
me.
with you. It's our pleasure. So Yomi is on standby in the garden for us. Hi, Yomi. Farming things.
All right, thanks, Mary. Now, when you go to the farm, you have to roll up your sleeves and take your jacket off, which is what I've done this morning. And we're talking about lettuce. Something really, really special that you can grow in your garden within a matter of weeks. And of course, Tolu Badamasi, the farmer, the CEO of AgriSense, is joining us this morning to talk to us about this plant. So easy to plant, you can do it in your garden, and you can also do it commercially.
Yes,
So talk to us about lettuce.
All right, so pretty much anyone who has been following the show by now, you should have a good idea of how to plant vegetables.
Vegetables in general.
In general, yeah. So it's pretty much the same thing. First of all, just like any other many vegetables, you can plant lettuce by seeds, okay, or even vegetatively. So you start if you're planting by seeds, you can get your seeds from any farm shop, or you can contact me on AgriSense Farms.
I'm just wondering though, how do I find the seeds of a lettuce plant? It just looks like it grows, you know, from another plant. So where do I find the seeds if it grows out?
No. Well, they produce the seeds.
Okay, seeds are produced.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So well, when you get your seeds, you just make a bed. All right, the bed shouldn't be higher than be 30 centimeters above the ground. You spread your seeds on it. Okay, you water it. Try and ensure that you keep insects away. Within 2 weeks, within 4 days, it will start sprouting.
Okay.
And within 2 weeks, you get this.
All right, so you get this after 2 weeks.
Yes, in
That's
2 weeks.
from seeds to this in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Very nice. Okay. And then after that?
Yeah, and then after that, you transplant to your major beds. So on your bed, the bed is pretty much like the same like the nursery.
Right.
Shouldn't be more than 30 centimeters above the ground.
30 centimeters. So
yes, it's about this.
Okay, so about this size.
Yeah, this is the thickness of the bed. So you plant.
So not really that thick. It's just, you know,
yeah.
small
It's just
area.
a little bit raised above the ground.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you transplant. When you're transplanting, it shouldn't be more than like 20 centimeters from each other. So you plant them on your beds that way. Yeah. Like last week we discussed spring onions.
Yes.
So actually you can intercrop your spring onions with lettuce.
Oh right. Okay. So you can put one after the
you
other.
You can put them. Just arrange them in rows.
Okay.
And follows that way.
Right. Really,
so
really
and in 30 days from this you get this.
Right. So once you do this, once you plant the seeds, you get this in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And then you wait 30 days, and then you can get a full plant.
30 days you water.
Just keep watering, monitoring it, keep insects away.
Fertilize with your manure.
Very nice, and then you can
ensure that there are no weeds.
Take it into the. Of course, after that you just. So how do you harvest? You just pull it out.
Yeah, just pull it out. I just pulled this out this morning.
Oh, okay. So it's really nice and fresh.
Very
you can
fresh,
see it. I can see that it's solid and like real.
Yeah. So like I've been trying to discuss vegetables because there are things that people can just lay their hands on
and do within
very
a short
quickly.
time. Yeah.
So a lot of people don't have things to do in Nigeria. People are looking for jobs. So this is something you can do in 6 weeks. You can just go around. You have a lot of Chinese restaurants. You have hotels everywhere around. They need all these things fresh.
And they need it fresh
every day. So if you go to them, discuss with them, say, "Oh, I'm a farmer. Or what are the vegetables you need every day? I can produce them for you." So I think
So I mean, you can start by providing employment for yourself and just doing this in your garden.
Yes.
Just behind your house, find a small area.
Yeah.
And all you need is 30 cm from the ground.
Yes, 30
and then
cm
you're
from the
good to go.
ground. You just need poultry waste, anywhere.
Yeah.
Put it on the soil, plant it there, look for fungicides and insecticides just to make sure
spray
that
it on it.
Yeah,
and I'm sure you can get those from superstores
Yeah,
and,
you can
different
get them,
places
yes.
where you can spray
You
on
can
it
spray them,
to
yes.
keep them clean and all of that.
Yeah.
And then you harvest and supply.
And supply.
That's if that's the area you want to go.
If that's the area, yeah.
Okay, so you have agri-farms and you probably do this on a larger scale. So if I'm
Yes.
moving from the small subsistence,
Yeah.
supplying neighborhood shops and things like that to
Yeah.
something bigger, what do I then do?
Okay, so essentially you're looking at something larger. Then you're beginning to talk about you're looking at tractors instead of doing the little stuff we're talking about.
Okay, so it's something much bigger.
Much bigger.
On a
So
bigger
you want to be sure that first of all you have to check the soil. Maybe do a soil test just to be sure that the soil is
conducive for lettuce.
For lettuce, for vegetables generally. So then you can talk about land clearing and all that.
Yeah, so this is really, really excellent. And I also think it's also a way of even improving your general diet.
Of course.
General diet in the house.
Yes, of course.
If you're going to be doing, maybe you eat a lot of fatty foods or carbohydrates and things like that.
Yeah.
If you start planting lettuce in your garden, you can just
healthy.
add this to your diet.
Fantastic. You can use it. When you go to fast food restaurants, if they put lettuce in your burger.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, so
even
you
fast
can use it.
Fast food restaurants can also
course.
patronize you if you want to do this as a business.
Of course.
Wow, Tolubu Adamosi, thank you so much. As usual, you've educated us, so you can plant this side by side with spring onions.
With spring onions,
which you taught us last week.
Last week, yes.
And how can I find you?
You can check me out on AgriSense Farms on IG.
Okay.
Or AgriSense Limited on Facebook.
Okay.
In fact, you see some photographs of this.
Of what you've done, and of course, you can also teach for people who want to do large-scale business as well.
Of course.
Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Now we're heading back to the couch, where the guys are over there, and we're getting ready for some interviews and communications as well. Man United, really? Rugged Man?
Really?
Anyway, that's the one and only Michael Ugochukwu, who's speaking Yoruba like he's a Yoruba boy.
Ugochukwu Stevens.
Yeah, yes. Michael Ugochukwu Stevens, aka Rugged Man. He's still here with us.
Yes, indeed.
And
it's so amazing how young this guy looks. I need to know the agbo that his parents are giving him to drink. I don't know.
He's a fake dancer. He couldn't even, do some.
Really?
I just saw him moving his hands.
Don't be saying that.
It was hand movements I was seeing.
Really?
At least something was moving.
Something was moving.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
Welcome back.
Bro.
Your Yoruba flows, man.
Like I said in one of my songs, I said, I'm able to saw you, but I've been coming.
Yeah.
It's not my fault, you see.
Oh, I actually think it has a lot to do with dedication when it comes to connecting with your fans.
Oh, definitely.
Connecting with the people.
Definitely, because in another song, Rogadi Baba, I will always say this when I said the only thing we will make them know where your music come from in the long run are the fusion of grammar, your slang, and your mother tongue.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wow.
Every time I see you, or hear Rugged Man, it just throws me back to the first time I saw you with that, what they call it, the push cart.
What would they
call that thing?
I just call the people that push it kule. I don't know what they call that thing.
Yeah, but I remember that song. It was a social song. I thought it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I think the industry needed that kind of song
at the time.
Yeah.
It's good that you went there. What do you think the industry needs right now?
I think I need to break out the kule again.
One more time.
But the major thing the industry needs is structure, proper structure.
Okay.
So we can talk royalties and our intellectual property properly.
Yeah.
That's what the industry needs, because we have a whole lot. Talent is everywhere. But
when you see talented people who aren't making the kind of money they're supposed to be making or having the kind of impact they're supposed to be having, and that breaks my heart, really.
Yeah. Strange that you say that, because I've been hearing a lot of things. I mean, we interview a lot of guys here on the show.
Yes,
and sometimes what we find is people are saying that they make music and they put it out there for free, so that at least they can get some traction. Sometimes they even ask people to pirate their songs, which is, I think is very strange in this kind of industry.
Yeah, that's why I said we don't have a structure.
Wow.
Right now, what we just have is a lot of vultures who are ready to milk you. At a point, Alaba was like the biggest hub for music sales, you know, and that's when people, when you say you pay to pirate, that's what used to happen from Alaba. It still happens a bit now because the Alaba DJs and co that you actually have to pay. You pay them to put your music in so many mixes. I know, yes, it's good. It helps to push the artist, but at the same time, that's you paying for your own music to be pirated or to be spread, which you already paid to make, but you sometimes don't make anything back from. But the DJ and Alaba, they make money from that.
Okay, but now we've talked about pushing out music for next to nothing or free, right? Okay. But then let's look at what happened with the FU Challenge on social media. A lot of people went to produce music videos. They actually
recorded audio,
they paid
videos.
Actors, and they put it out for free. Basically for free, straight out there, just put a hashtag behind it. You know, what would you say to that?
For the FU Challenge, let's just say Kiss Daniels was the Alaba.
Okay.
Yeah, but he wasn't asking anybody to pay him. Yeah. But he was an avenue, he was a platform that people knew that, well, some people knew that if they did their own challenge, if he posted it, it will at least get some traction.
Okay.
You understand? So, yeah. So that was what happened with that. A lot of challenges come, I just want to say a lot of challenges come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I totally love Rugged Man, and the fact that over the past decade or so, you've done many different things. Apart from the music itself, you've gone into business. There's this
the fashion.
Fashion.
Yeah.
You're a gamer now. So many different things that you do now.
Thank God for life.
That's an Instagram statement. I love it. You make while you're sitting on a jet.
Oh, wow.
To God be the glory.
To God be the glory. Yeah. Now I remember when I used to jump Okada. I can't wait for that one.
Okay.
You know, but I just want to be one of those people that want to leave this earth. I want to leave empty. I want to be able to say, okay, I've done almost everything I could do.
Speaking of things you've done, taking us back to the hashtag FU Challenge now, you did your own version of that, and it gained a lot of traction because of your message. Could we break down what that message truly was?
Well, the message was about what is happening right now in Nigeria. What is let me just say, some bad eggs in the police force. What they've turned the police into and what they've turned Nigeria into. Because basically there's so much tension out there right now. Before, it used to be when you see the police, you avoid them. But now when you see the police, you run.
Wow.
You understand? Wow. Because so many people now say, you see a policeman, an encounter with a policeman, you don't know if you're going to come out of it alive or not. It's that bad. So I just decided to, like I said on my post, I did do the woman-related one first. I even sent it to Kiss Daniels' video director. You know, but he was traveling, so he wasn't around. So I guess that saved me from that. He wasn't around, that's why we didn't get to shoot. And by the time he got back, I'd already put out a poll on Twitter asking people that should I do my own FU challenge? And the response I got was crazy, and most of it leaned towards, oh, we know what it's going to be about. It's going to be about the police. It's going to be about SARS. So I just thought to myself, that means if I'd done that woman-related one, I would have disappointed all of these people. It was like a reality check for me, like, hey, no, don't do this. So I just did the police one, especially on the eve, not the eve, but around this time, the late Kolade Johnson was killed, and then the Ajibule shooting and all. So it just kind of like, it was well-timed, and the words I used, well, most of it were what people have actually been thinking about. Especially the line that got me the most, even when it came to me, was how you go kill person Pekin, go hug your own for house.
Yeah, I saw that.
You understand? How food they digest for your belly, talk less of to enter mouth. Meaning, you know you just killed somebody's son somewhere. And then you now go home. You now see your own son and you now call, Junior, how are you? Kuchi, kuchi, ku. How do you do that?
Yeah. I saw. I mean, that particular comment, the quote, I saw it on. A lot of people had it on Twitter, and of course they attributed it to you, even with the short clip and everything. I thought it was really, really compelling and powerful. That statement.
Now, we have some food that's been cooking in the kitchen for quite a bit.
This one will digest
We
my
know
stomach
there's
because
some,
I-
as we're walking, we know that you've been cooking something in your personal kitchen as well that's going to be done in September.
Am I supposed to
yes,
follow you?
come with
I
us,
want to
please.
show.
So
Please,
September runs.
Yes,
21st, yeah, my birthday is September 20th, so,
Okay.
but it's happening September 21st.
Okay, what's
Hello.
Good
again.
morning.
Morning.
Okay, so welcome to the kitchen.
Again.
We've been hard at work this morning.
Hard at work.
Had a lot of work. And this is Chef Chidima.
Chef Chidima is a beauty queen.
She's
I know. She's the current Miss Nigeria.
Yes.
Gang.
So this
How do you
morning,
know that, please?
I would have been scared for her if you were flavor, but we're all right.
Oh,
yeah.
no way.
Yeah,
We love shade here. No,
I didn't say anything.
Wait now. I'm trying to.
right? So she's made yamarita. This is savory yamarita with
really hot, so making
veggie
it.
thigh coconut soup. Yeah. So I told you there's a lot of work been going on this morning. And we're still trying to,
Trying?
It's still, yeah.
The meal is ready. Don't
So
worry.
it's ready, but still coming
taking
out,
shape.
it's still coming out, yeah.
But it looks colorful.
It
Yes,
looks colorful.
it
I love it.
does.
I love
Very
what she's done
colourful.
with the
Yamarita, yeah.
yamarita.
So you
Yeah.
can just call her Rainbow Yamarita.
So basically, what we did with she's still trying to chop up a few things in the kitchen
And garnish
back
it,
there
just
for
make it
garnishing. But I'll just take you through the process here.
Yeah.
So for the savory yamarita, you want to go ahead? Ooh. You want to go ahead?
Okay, I know she
So
just
talk to us
passed
about what you
Yes,
do.
just go ahead.
Okay, so please can I get a spoon while I'm doing this so I can just be placing and talking?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So for the savory yamarita, we have here onion spring finely chopped, and then we have pepper finely chopped as well, and ginger. I love to use ginger to cook. And then we have our eggs and salt, of course. Beat everything together and, have your flour on your yam, already boiled yam, and then mix it all up in here and fry. Then for the... Ooh, this is special. I'm excited about this one. Okay, so for this one, this is the Thai, this is veggie Thai coconut soup. So for this one, we have how to make it. Just put like a teaspoon of coconut oil, vegetable oil in your pot. Fry it with ginger. Let the ginger infuse into the oil. Then you add your pepper. Then you add your pepper. Then you add curry. Then you add
I don't
sugar.
think he is.
Then you add sugar and salt.
So let's
And
give
then
him the food
your
to
oil,
taste.
your your coconut oil, coconut milk.
Anyway,
and
while
beat
he's
that.
doing that, we
Wait,
have
one
to say a big
second.
thank you to
Let's
our
get-
friends at
sorry.
Homely NG
Let me-
for
wait,
the
no,
kitchen
one second.
accessories.
I'm not the only one
And
eating this.
Fola the man, thank you for all your activities
Hairstyling.
here and hairstyling and everything, taking care of the ladies.
It's been an interesting day, y'all.
Yes, it
Really
has.
interesting.
Yes, it has.
And we're going to be back again tomorrow morning from 6 a.m.,
All
y'all.
right, Chef, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And Rugged Man.
You saw-